Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we are going to be doing a deck profile of my Blue Eyes Shining deck. But before we get to today's video, I do want to mention that this video is actually sponsored today by Your Playmat. Yes, Your Playmat was kind enough to reach out to me a little while ago, and I want to also thank them for their patience as well, as there's been a lot going on in my life, with sending me some custom cards to talk about and show you guys today. So they sent me some custom cards, and I have always wanted custom card sleeves of this. This used to be part of my old logo where we had House Kaiba, where we actually have the Targaryen banner, but instead it's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as the banner in the form of Game of Thrones. So House Kaiba forever, the greatest duelist team of all time. Yes, House Kaiba should be a dual team name or something, but yes. So I got these sleeves, and I will admit to you guys, I was hesitant at first. A lot of times over the years, anytime I get any type of artwork on any type of card sleeves, I don't have a good experience, to be honest. I usually, when I got these, back when I was in college and I was a young lad, after a couple of uses, what did they start happening? They started peeling on the corners, the cards wouldn't shuffle nicely, and things of that nature. And when I got these, I was hesitant, like I said, because of past experience, because if I ever even got new ones like the custom Konami ones, I would always have to sleeve them up if I wanted to and just use them in the extra deck for artwork as such. And so, like I said, hesitant, but I played with these, and I actually found out that these are really good. I would compare them on the tier of Dragon Shield, to be honest with you guys, because Dragon Shield, they're durable, they protect your cards, easy to shuffle, easy to play with, etc. And I found that Your Playmat sleeves were on that quality. They have a thickness on the front where it's going to protect your card but not affect your shuffling. They are not going to peel. They're not going to affect your shuffling at all. They're going to work out perfectly fine. And me personally, while I do, I like the artwork so much, I have to put them on the back of my extra deck. So that's why you see my extra deck sporting the House Kaiba Your Playmat sleeve. So if you guys would love to support the channel, and I would always appreciate it, they were kind enough to give me a code, which will be down in the description below. You can use that code when you go to Your Playmats, and if you have any creative juices, anything you want to put on your cards artistically, I think Your Playmat's the best option for you guys, and I'm being completely honest with that opinion because I tried them out and it's really good. So, good quality, and again, thank you to Your Playmats for sponsoring this video. So, like I said, link in the description below, and code Seto will be down there as well. So definitely go check it out. You'll be also supporting me in this channel for more awesome videos. So let's get into the deck profile, guys. Thank you for that. First, we got one Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, it's the namesake of this deck, guys, pretty much, straight up. Because Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, it's fun to bring out. I remember when this came out in the movie, we couldn't play with it right away. It took about a year or two before Blue Eyes Ultimate legitly came out. But alas, we finally got them. We got them and we can play with them. And while it's not advantageous to play this card in a competitive format, for fun against your buddies, you can get the street cred of literally bringing out Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. I'm just being honest. So one Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. We run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. If it's not my standard Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, I like running different artworks, etc. So I like the World artwork, the OG artwork, and I still love my Structure deck artwork. So 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes White Dragon in this deck, guys, is going to be used in a multitude of different ways. It's going to be used for your fusions, exceeds, and synchros. So Blue Eyes White Dragon is a staple 3-up in this version of this deck, and is going to be used a lot more ways than just synchros and exceeds because it will be used for the fusion plays. Also, Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon is a 3-of must in this deck. I know a lot of you guys out there were probably like, well, it's a little slow, it's a little clunky, I run it as a 2-of. And if you're running your standard version of Blue Eyes, okay, if you're, I get it. Maybe you running a certain version of Blue Eyes, maybe Dragon Linkish something, etc. I get you. But in this version, you got to run 3 Blue Eyes Alternative because Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon counts as Blue Eyes White Dragon when on the field. So that's a free special summon on the field to have a Blue Eyes White Dragon card on the field to help make it more easier to go for your fusions. So Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon doesn't just serve as exceed fodder, popping fodder, etc. It's also fusion fodder, which is good. and that is versatile. So 3 alternative is a must-have in any Blue Eyes Fusion deck that's predicated on doing that. 1 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This is going to help take care of your back row, etc. You guys know what this card does pretty much over the time. It also can be used for level 8 Exceed plays. 1 Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Now, I know some of you guys are going, wait, I thought you said that card was bad. Whoa, 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 hang on. I said in the standard version of Blue Eyes, not so good. In Fusion and Fusion and Ritual builds, it has a place. So in this version of the deck, I definitely like the 1 Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon because it's going to help work out with your poly and your different plays that way. And it's fairly easy to get out, etc. You can trade in it away. It has a lot more usage in this version of the deck than it would maybe a Dragon Link, a standard variation of Blue Eyes, etc. In Ritual versions of Blue Eyes and also in Fusion versions, it's a good one-of to have in the deck. So 1 Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, nice little tech option you can run in the deck. I do like it though in this version. 3 White Stone of the Ancients. White Stone of the Ancients is really good in this version of the deck, a little bit more so than other versions. It is slow, but in this version of the deck, it's actually good to be slow because what happens is you can easily go off at, banish your Blue Eyes White Ancients and add a Blue Eyes White Dragon back to your hand, which can be used then again for a fusion play. So you're pretty much adding fusion materials from your grave back to your hand to go off again for another fusion play. So while yes, it can bring things off the deck, it can be used as a tuner play, etc., it's also going to be a way to help recover materials engraved to help go for your bigger, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon-esque fusion cards. So very useful. 1 White Stone of Legend, you don't need more of it. 1 is good enough. In this version of the deck, I find I wouldn't run more of it. Even if it adds Blue Eyes White Dragon, yeah, you have other ways of getting to it. 3 Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Sage is going to be used for a bunch of different ways in this version of the deck particularly. It's going to help go for basic link plays if you're just going Sage pass. It's going to also be going into synchro plays, which is nice, and it's also going to be a searcher to search out, your obligatory effect veiler, your stones, your White Stone of Legend, your White Stone of Ancients, etc. You guys know the drill, and it's going to be really key for your enabler in this deck, and will most likely be your main normal summonable monster in this deck for the most part, I find. We also won the King of D. The King of D, I know people don't run this in Blue Eyes decks anymore, but in this version of this deck, I'm going to be honest with you, it's amazing. Why is that, you may ask? Well, like I said, this is more of a polymerization-focused version of Blue Eyes Red Dragon, where we're focused on going for, all your different fusion plays, right? Well, you saw that card right there, right? Well, it's super easy to go for this guy right here. And King Dragoon is pretty decent, even in 2021 standards of Yu-Gi-Oh! So you can use King of the Swamp and a polymerization with your King of D, and then just go off. And then your opponent's going to go, what? And you're going to be going, yeah! And then you're going to win. So that's how that works. But pretty much this is going to work here because you're going to have a lot of dead spell cards, so you can pitch King of D, use King of D, pitch it, and you're going to be able to add, your Return of the, your big Reborn-esque card, Dragon Revival Rhapsody. So you can bring Dragon Revival Rhapsody, go off with this, then use a polymerization and King of the Swamp if you want, and go into King Dragoon, and then you can proceed to go off from there and do different plays. It's really kind of cool because it's just a nice one-trick pony because you have all these dead spells, and sometimes they will be dead, so you can pitch them. Reborn a lot of the dead dragons you've used for fusion plays, bring them back and use them for exceeds, fusions, etc. The list goes on and on. So I like the card really in the deck because it's very advantageous for doing cool little plays like that. And it doesn't take much space up in the extra deck, which is awesome. So it's super easy to do. So I always suggest to people, try the King of the D out in the deck. At first, I didn't think it was going to be good because of my experience with playing with it. And, just about every other version of Blue Eyes White Dragon out there under the sun. And that was my opinion. And then I started playing with it. And I found out much differently that I really, really like this card in the deck, and it's worked out pretty well ever since I started running it. So, 1 King of the D. We also run 3 King of the Swamp. King of the Swamp is essential, and I know you may say, hey, maybe I want to run this fusion card, this fusion card, that fusion card. The OG Poly in this deck is your best thing to do, because some of your fusions, it's not just like any normal fusion deck where you're kind of like, okay, I just need 2 fusions to go for a card, right? 2 materials. No. You need sometimes 3 materials, okay? A little bit different. So you're going to need substitute cards to help go for your polymerization play. And King of the Swamp is going to double as a substitution target and a searcher for your polymerization. So that's why it's better than running maybe some other cards. I know some people are like, run Dragon's Mirror, and I say, that takes setup, and it can brick, and you don't want to banish your Blue Eyes White Dragon cards, because then you can't go for more polymerization plays. So, just saying. That's why you don't see that card in this deck. Next we run 1 Effect Veiler. It's obligatory, it's a hand trap, you're going to run it, it's searchable. Great negation, etc. 3 Return of the Dragon Lords, staple in this deck. You also won 1 Silver's Cry. This is staple because you're going to be bringing back your dragons that you've used for fusion plays, etc. Bringing them back and help go for more plays will be used as beat sticks. You need it. And this is also going to give you protection too, so you need it. So, staple there. 3 Melody of the Awakened Dragon. The cool thing about Melody of the Awakened Dragon, and people forget this I think sometimes, is this card is so good in this deck because you can pitch a Stone to Grave, get its effect off for getting things back, but this card can search out more cards than a normal Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. It can search out Alternative, yes. It can search out your Blue Eyes White Dragon, yes. But it also can search out the best card in the deck, Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. So you have more targets, and it's really easy. That's why the Blue Eyes Shine Dragon's in the deck in the first place, because it's pretty much just a one-of that you can easily search out as needed. So also we run, guys, triple trade-in. So 3 trade-in and 1 cards of Consonance. I know some people like running different ratios of this over the years, but this is what I run, and this is what's been working for me over time, so that's why I run it. In addition to that, we run 2 polymerization. You may say, what? Just 2 poly? Yeah, I'm being honest, because 3 clunks in this deck. It gets clunky very fast. So just 2 polymerization. The OG poly, I like, that's secret, and then my OG artwork from the anime. I have to run both. I like them so much. So that's what we run there. We also run 1 Future Fusion, and you may say to yourself, Future Fusion's kind of slow, right? That nobody runs it anymore. In this deck, it holds a dual purpose. I want you to think this card not in the terms of going for a big fusion play, but in terms of a massive graveyard dump that can help set up for other fusion plays while deck thinning, while getting effects off. Now, when you think in that context, how does it sound? Much better. Now, granted, it is a little bit slow because you have to activate it and wait a turn, but once you dump all your cards and get your card effects off, that's great, because we run 5-headed dragon in this deck. And what is a lot of your main deck made of? Dragons. So you can dump your White Stone of Legend, your White Stone of Ancients, etc. Your Blue Eyes White Dragon if you need to help add it back with White Stone of Ancients after you go off with it. The list goes on and on of the different combo plays. Your Abyss Dragon, you can dump the grave, then you have it in grave, and then you can do stuff. Like, the list goes on. And it's just a nice one-of to have. It's not essential, but it can, if you get the 5-headed dragon out, awesome, amazing. You brought out a 5-headed dragon. But what I care about is the second turn where I get to do a massive graveyard dump and then go off. So it's a nice one-of. I like it. It's not necessary at more than one, but I do like it in the deck. And like I said, once you go off with it once, you'll start to understand why I run it. People ask me that, I'm like, try it. And then they come back and say, oh yeah, now I understand. 1 Dragon Shrine in the deck. This is just a way, if you get clunky hands, you can unbrick them. The 1 Dragon Revival Rhapsody, which we talked about earlier while we run this with the Lord of D. And in addition to that, the 1 1-for-1. This is for all your different combo plays you'll be using it for in the deck. And lastly, 1 Monster Reborn. That's all for your spells. We do run 1 trap card in your deck, guys. We run 1 the Ultimate Creature of Destruction. In this version of this deck, this card's really awesome, and I like it. It's just a nice one-of to run in any Blue Eyes deck because it really can help you get around certain situations really easily. So I do run it in just about every Blue Eyes deck because of how versatile it can be. And you can reset it, reuse it. I mean, it's pretty good. Then for your extra deck, guys, we have our 1 Shining Dragon and Seto Kaiba token. We also run for your fusions 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate, one Blue Eyes Alternative Alternate Dragon, which is an amazing card by the way, and 1 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Each one of these serves a different purpose. This is an OTK, this can help break fields, this is for Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, or if you just want to drop a card and just say, hey dude, I just went for this. Just being honest. I mean, I've done that sometimes. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, it's a nice alternative to having this. It's pretty easy to go for, especially because of the way you're setting up Blue Eyes Red Dragon, so you got to run it. And the 5-headed dragon, like I said, this is for future fusion dump. And also 1 King Dragoon. Again, like I said, this deck is more predicated on going for the fusion plays, so that's why you see a lot more fusion-esque cards, because it's playing the deck a little bit differently. Still though, we do run synchros, so we run 2 Blue Eye Spirit. In addition to that, we also run 1 Azure Dragon and 1 Moonlight Rose Dragon. These are just still good to go for in certain situations because we do have enough tuners to do it. For links, we do run a good amount of links, guys, just to be honest with you. 1 Salamangreat All Mirage, 1 Link Karibo, and 1 Predaplant Verte Anaconda. All Mirage is really nice because it's going to give you some protection and be just a little nice. Link Karibo is good in certain situations. They kind of go back and forth. And Predaplant, we're a fusion-based deck. We're going to run it. It works out pretty well overall. I do run 2 level 8s, Ningirsu, the Orchest Evening Star, and number 38, Hope Harbinger. If you want to play around with some of these links and sync and exceeds and some of the extra, go right ahead. If you are more somebody who wants to run, you know, maybe you want to run Dragulon and number 100, maybe you want to run the Galaxy Eyes package, this is what you can do. You can play around with that, add those packages as needed, but because I am tight for space, I'm running the 2 best level 2 generic level 8s, where there's no stacking on cards, there's no doing this and that. It's pretty much you bring them out, they're good as is. So that's why. And Hope Harbingers can negate spells, and this can do stuff too, as you guys know. So it works out pretty well in the end, I find. But that is the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys all thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, it's a fun deck to play. And I really, really enjoy playing this deck. Again, thank you to your your Playmat for sponsoring this video. Again, check out in the link below, guys, to help support this channel. The link, and also you will get a discount by using the QR code down there, Seto. So definitely check it out, especially if you got some cool artistic ideas and you want to put them on card sleeves and try them out. And also they have play mats, etc. So definitely check them out. Good quality card sleeves, and go House Kaiba, and thank you again to your Playmat. Take care, everybody, and good luck dueling to all of you.